play.
Do you get paid to play the game?
More or less. I mean, it's part of our day-to-day duties.
Awesome,
yeah.
This Marquee Dragon video is sponsored by Shattered Crystal, game codes, and items.
Hello, I'm Marquee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eichenberry in real life. And today we're going to talk about League of Legends. And I'm really excited because I've got Tom and Jeff. Now, Tom, what do you do with League of Legends? What is it?
So I'm the design director in League of Legends. So I manage the design team, and the design team determines what abilities characters have, and how the maps work, and those sorts of things, game systems.
Yeah, and then so what have you got going on, Jeff?
So I'm the associate producer. I am the content producer for the content side of League of Legends.
So you're responsible for what he does
when he
screws up?
We work very closely together. So we kind of develop the champions, the maps, and then all the fun stuff that comes out of League of Legends. So I'm kind of there for the production side and the kind of quality control side, and yeah. So
cool. So now, when you say you're creating like characters and content and stuff,
right?
So what do I got to do to get a character in the game named Marquee Dragon?
Refer 10,000 people.
Well, that would be the most efficient way to do it. Yeah.
You don't have to do that, but I just got to ask.
Sure.
Especially, are there dragons in the game?
Well, there's a dragon NPC who you can.
Yeah.
Because a dragon named
Marquee
would be just perfect.
That's true.
That's like 750 or 1,000
or something like that.
Yeah.
We've got a referral program.
We have a referral.
You could
Yeah, as you
so.
refer people with your referral link, you accrue rewards, assuming they get to level 10. And then I believe there's
this is a real program.
Oh yeah, totally. So there's
I was just joking, but okay. So tell me how I'm going to do it.
Well, there's a game journalist in China who put up a referral link, and actually I think there is a character named after him, Grez, the lizard on Twisted Tree Line.
Yeah,
so it can be done. Yeah, there's a referral program, and you include your referral link, and if people hit level 12 or level 10, you get a credit, and they pile up.
You could also join Riot Games and be an employee there, and like one of the cool things we do is
I could be an employee.
If you were an employee, you could submit a Marquee Dragon character concept, and we would look at it. And,
I have not had any game yet be willing to do it, so you guys could be the first.
That's true.
Yes.
You've got several avenues you could go through.
Yeah, and then I just put you up in the top spot as credits. Or
done. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. So, okay. So, for those who don't know what League of Legends is, what is it?
So it's League of Legends is a fast-paced 5-on-5 sort of action strategy role-playing game, and that's a big mouthful. We call it a MOBA.
A MOBA.
And if you haven't played it, it's a little hard to describe. It's similar to the game Dota, which was a mod of Warcraft 3. And the way the game works is you control one character with 4 abilities, and you fight with 4 other players against another team of players, and you basically fight across the battlefield, trying to take out their defenses and win. So it's kind of like an RTS, but you're not doing base building. It's kind of like an RPG because within the game you're leveling up your character, accumulating items, and it's kind of like an action, PvP game in that you are making rapid decisions to kill enemy players.
The cool thing is basically you're playing one of over like 60 different champions in each game. So you're not playing as the same character every game. There's like 60 different characters with different abilities that you're using.
Yeah.
You're trying to make like the best 5-man team composition for every single match.
And you control each one of those guys?
You control one of them at a time.
And then the other ones just follow?
No, so it's like a 5-on-5. It's like 10 people. Everyone's playing as a different one.
Okay.
And so you and your 4 buddies are each picking one guy. And you're trying to make the best 5-man team to play other 5-man teams.
Right. I can see that how that could be highly competitive.
Yes,
yep.
Definitely is.
Yep.
We're really trying to push kind of the esports side of it this year. We're one of the finals of the WCG, the World Cyber Games, for this year in Los Angeles, and we're also partnering up with ESL and doing like a big $100,000 dollar prize at the end of this year.
$100,000.
$100,000.
The prize purse for the
prize purse for season 1.
Well, I already see dollar signs from a few people that are watching this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So click the link to the left of the description so I can get my dragon name in there and you can get the 100,000. Does that work?
That works.
You got to get to level 10.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So, have both of you been on this from the start of the development, or did you come in halfway through?
Well, Jeff's actually one of the earliest employees.
Yeah, I was like the 10th employee at Riot Games. This is back in 2006, 2007. I mean, it's about to be 4 years in January or something like that. So yeah, I've been on for a long time.
So
So has the game Has it developed like you guys originally envisioned, or has it become more, or some things you had to scrap, or?
Yeah, I mean, the way we do game development is it's really we learn as we go. Not in terms of how to develop games, but in terms of how to develop the specific game we're doing. You try something, maybe it's fun, maybe it's not, maybe you have a better idea, when you try it. So when we first made Riot Games, one of the earliest things we did was to recruit Ginsu and Pendragon, who were
Another dragon.
Yes.
Actually, Pendragon, I probably know. I know. Every dragon is a member of the Ultima Dragons.
Oh, there you go. So you probably
we're old school, Ultima Online.
So Pendragon had been the founder of the Dota All-Stars community site, and then Ginsu had been the original mod author of Dota All-Stars. So they have a deep connection to the genre, and were involved in the team very early. And then over time we recruited a number of people from both entry-level people and people from various studios like Blizzard, EA, Activision. And just slowly grew a team, and we released the product, and it's been doing really well. We have 3 million players now.
3 million?
Yes.
Yeah, over 3 million.
Yep.
Now,
6 months ago we had almost
This is
no
a
one,
free-to-play game, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another reason why you should just go ahead and click that link and try it.
Yeah.
But it's very different from a lot of free-to-play games in that we don't actually sell power. We sell cosmetic differentiation, and you can shortcut access to certain types of content. But we've been really careful not to sell power because as a competitive game, we just didn't think that it would feel right or gamers
Most
would
games
enjoy
do
it.
that. The ones that don't get kind of bit by it sometimes.
Yeah. The thing is, our community really loves that. So some of our top players even haven't spent a dime on the game at all. You can basically earn every single character in the entire game and not spend a single dime on it. And it's just part of like what our CEO and president Brandon Beck and Mark Merrill had from the very beginning of the game when they founded the company. They wanted to make like a AAA, super high quality, free-to-play game that was super fun, just like Dota, but you didn't have to pay anything if you didn't want to. And
this is the year of the AAA free-to-play, by the way.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's several coming out, and they're awesome.
Yeah, and we were really excited to be at the front of that trend, and I think Turbine also was early on that, but it's been really exciting to be part of that. And,
So what's something that? Okay, so I'm going to change the tone here a little bit, and tell me about whichever one of you want to answer this.
It's a big
I can only imagine how this question's going to go.
Is the most difficult moment that you've had in the development of this game so far?
Let's see, there's been a couple.
It's never easy, as Tom Gettle likes to say.
And I'm not talking about getting it launched on time.
Right.
Right.
I think a lot of these things, and I can't think of a specific one right now, but a lot of the difficult moments in the game development is when you have something awesome, you want to ship it out, but there are features that are lacking in it. Like you really want to ship, so we ship this thing called Season 1. It's our big competitive season, right? We don't have replays in the game right now, and that's something we know our customers want and we're working on. But it's like, do we ship our competitive season, which has ranked games,
knowing people will have a good time.
But they're going to have an awesome time, but do we ship it without a big feature like replays? And the answer, we went with yes. We should still put it out there, let people play all these other awesome features we made. But we know we lack certain things like replays, which we're obviously working on now. But those moments where you want to ship something awesome, but it doesn't have every little thing you wanted, you dreamed of, that's really tough. That's definitely one of them.
I think another thing that's also been challenging is when we started developing the game, I mean, we had some idea of how champions could work, just referring back to Dota and to other games, and a lot of those early designs ended up not being nearly as good as what we could come up with later, and in many cases, posed significant play balance problems down the line, where we did things there that we later learned were just problematic to do in general, and trying to reconcile those early designs and preserve the spirit of those characters while making them usable and fair with the current designs we're doing consistently has been tricky to do, because we've gotten better at designing champions, but there's
So do you guys currently play the game?
Quite a bit.
Play the game quite a bit. I mean, we play.
Do you get paid to play the game?
More or less. I mean, it's part of our day-to-day duties.
Awesome.
I actually think that that's very required.
We agree with you.
If I were developing a game, I would say, depending on what stage it's at, minimum 2 hours a day.
So since the middle of 2008, 2009, every day we've had a mandatory playtest in the company. Like one of the cool
Right.
parts about Riot Games is everyone in the entire company plays the game from for half an hour. And then
Yeah, I mean, even
before
when we're hiring people for functions that don't touch development, like finance or administrative stuff.
Are they playing too?
It's well, some of them do every day, and some of them don't. But we are disinclined to hire people who just aren't gamers in general. Like pretty much everyone in the company is some type of gamer, and usually
I don't
at least
hire
a pretty serious
gamers
one.
because they come to work late, and their excuse is their raid lasted longer than expected.
We've had that conversation a couple times, more than a couple.
That doesn't really happen anymore. I think as a company, we just fundamentally believe you got to taste your own medicine all the time and make sure
absolutely.
it's still fun.
So, are you guys familiar with Auto Assault?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, a couple of our staff.
Okay. And so, did you see the? I want to call it the Postmortem of the game. They actually did a talk at Login a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And they talked about their biggest mistake was nobody was playing the game, and they weren't playing it because it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
And
Catch-22, huh?
Right. And that is the number one thing that they had to have. It has to be fun. Because if it's not fun, you guys are going to figure that out real quick and go, this is stupid. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And put in stuff to make the game good.
That's very interesting because one of the producers on Auto Assault who works at Riot Games, a guy named Steve Snow, he is one of the biggest proponents of making us play the game all the time. So I mean,
so he probably is the one who gave the talk.
He made the game to talk. But I think that's one of our biggest strengths is we know the state of the game at every single day. We know exactly where it's at.
But I also think, I think a lot of companies, they have a lot of big ideas of things they want to put in the game, and it's really hard to put a bunch of huge ideas in all at once and make a fun game quickly. And we believe you're much better off if you find a formula that is enjoyable and is fun, and then you can add large changes.
Fun first, and then you can figure out how to make money off of it.
Right?
Well, or add the big innovations, and you can start. We do 1 or 2 big innovations at a time, and then you can come back to center and keep it fun through that playtesting.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we know we got fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, what about? Let's switch gears again here a little bit.
Sure.
And tell me about one of the best moments of working on this game that don't have to do with the game.
Oh wow.
Well, going to Vegas was pretty cool.
Vegas was awesome. The whole company went to Vegas. Back in January. To celebrate
after we shipped the game.
Yeah.
That's a great post-ship party.
Oh, dude, it was awesome.
It was pretty sweet. And no one actually got hospitalized for alcohol. I mean, people were responsible. People were responsible adults. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that's true. Pendragon.
But it had a good
lost
time.
a guy for maybe 12 hours, but he was totally fine. So, one of our guys. It was a great time. It's nice to celebrate with the team.
Because we've been through a lot, just getting the game out, and I mean, it's developing games takes a lot of time and a lot of commitment. And
we're
seeing
definitely
it through
a work hard, play hard kind of
but
team.
but I mean, you form bonds with people and you work with them that much.
Oh, absolutely.
And, I mean, even when you don't work, crazy hours, you get to know your coworkers well. But you share a lot of angst and emotion going through really a lengthy release process, and it was just really good. You just have a really fun social weekend with everyone in Vegas.
So what's it like working at Riot Games? I mean, are you guys zombies?
Not at all.
I would describe it as people have a lot of fun doing what they're doing there. We're not uptight. We're very laid back. It's sort of like a really geeky fraternity for people who aren't in college anymore. We're kind of irreverent, but we're respectful to each other.
Right.
We have
Is
a lot
there
of
alcohol at the office?
Not during working hours.
I worked at Nike and they had Thirst Thursdays.
Wow.
And you could bring as many beers back to your desk as you could hold. It was pretty wild.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, sometimes someone will have a beer at lunch or whatever, but we don't usually people do go out, but we don't really have alcohol except for after company meetings on Fridays sometimes. We'll have some beer, but
the culture is really good. I mean, I think it's probably one of the strongest parts about Riot Games. I mean, we're very results oriented. We're kind of just a big team, and we're all in kind of one area. We like to feel like a big team.
Yeah.
But people are having fun. People really love their jobs. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
And we're also, I mean, we're just accepting of our own, each other's oddities and
Quirks.
passions and quirks.
Exactly.
I mean, it's, I have my glorious red dragon slippers over my desk, so they're fabulous. They're work of art. Yeah.
I did see a guy's office at Microsoft Games one time where his door was open as I was walking by, and he had grass on the floor.
Wow.
And he had a little mat on the outside where you leave your shoes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
and
pretty intense.
Yeah, it was complete.
pretty
It was
intense.
complete grass in there. Yeah, it was pretty
Do you
wild.
have like grow lamps in the ceiling or something?
I didn't notice it. The lights weren't on whenever I walked by, but I was like, what a creative environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, getting back to the game, what have we got going on for the future? Where is it going? Or let me ask a different question first. So you had your development team.
Yes.
And now that you're launched, do they move over to being the live team, or did you just hire a bunch of new people and kick the other guys to the curb?
No, it's the same guys. I
um,
mean, we treat it as a live service, right? So after we launched, it's not like nobody got fired. The same team is still there.
That's good.
We update the game every 2 weeks, so like every other Tuesday, we put out new characters, balance patches, stuff like that. So the same team has been there the whole time. Although over the last 2 months, we've grown like 30 plus people. I mean, the
live team now it's bigger.
Oh, it's huge,
I mean the game's as the game's grown in popularity, and it steadily has grown in popularity since release. We've been able to be a little bit less conservative, and we're just taking the revenues we're getting and plowing them back into additional features for the game. There's a lot of things we want to do, and
that's good for the players.
We can only do it's great for the players.
They're gonna love it. I mean, we're working on a bunch of cool stuff we can't really talk about.
Right.
Oh, come on.
They're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. It's the stuff they've been asking for.
Just between me and you.
So
what have they been asking for?
Well, yeah, they know. So but yeah, I mean, like the game has been incredibly successful, and we're taking that and we're just putting it back into the game, and we just want to make it bigger and better.
But I mean, we know that it's the loyalty of players is really a two-way streak. I mean, people will continue to play the game as long as they're having a good time, and as long as we're supporting the game. And we know we just look around Gamescom right now, there's a lot of great games coming out, and we know that if we don't continue to make the game better, if we don't continue to invest our energy towards making it better, people won't hang around forever, So it's a two-way pact, between us and the gamers.
So what do you
show them a good time?
Where do you envision being at in a year? What is the game going to look like in a year?
Right. That's interesting. I mean,
I can allude to a little bit.
Yeah, you can allude to a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, I think
listen up, folks.
Yeah. So we have we have the small patches that are every 2 weeks with a new champion, and obviously we'll continue that cadence and continue to release new champions. But also we have things like Season 1 where we have larger bundles of features that come out in larger patches. Both we have the more midterm ones, and we have large ones like Season 1. So I think we'll continue to see modern improvements to the UI and stuff like that. But also we're interested in maybe looking at some additional gameplay types. And we're not sure what shape those will take. We're doing some early R&D. And then for a little bit smaller projects, we're thinking about doing an additional map that has a different kind of pacing to it. It's less ganky and more lane dominant. So that's a smaller project, but I think the game modes, which I really will be looking forward to talking more about in a couple months, hopefully, we'll do some more dramatic things, and we're just beginning some R&D and infrastructure development to test those out. One thing that's really important to us is just trying things a lot of different ways, because making fun games is hard, and
but it's essential.
Yeah, and it's essential. And even if you've done it, even if you've made a lot of games, like your initial guesses are pretty wrong usually. You have to try it a bunch of times to finally figure it all out, and that's what we believe in doing.
So. Last thing I want to ask you about is the monetization of the game, like how you guys are actually earning money, since it's a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
So what kind of things can people, okay, I give you some money, what do I get in return?
Right.
We have a large selection of stuff you can buy. So first, like to reinforce what Tom said earlier, we don't sell power. So you can't buy like better items that'll let you beat someone. What you can buy we basically have two kinds of currencies. One is one that you pay dollars for, and one is that you earn in the game.
Right.
The only thing that you can only buy with real money are skins. They're like costumes for characters to make you like customize and like make you look cool. Everything else in the game is completely earnable. So you can earn new characters. You can earn like runes, which make your character stronger. You can earn like you can actually buy boosts, which are like XP.
So like double
IP.
experience for
Yeah,
24 hours.
Exactly.
Or
You're basically
whatever.
buying like time, but there's no advantage to being higher level in our game as a persistent element.
Well, there's a little bit of advantage, but hitting level 30 is something that does not take a lot of time if you're
And you're
playing
matched against
if
people
you're
that
playing
are level
actively.
anyway, so-
Yeah, and you're matched against similar level people anyway, so it's kind of not a big deal.
Yeah. So mainly it's like if you're going to buy money, you're buying convenience. You're buying like a character that you could earn with time, but you just want right now, or you're buying cool customizations that to make yourself look cool. But everything else is earnable as well.
Okay, cool. So, and I just thought of one more question. So this is the question after the last question.
Sure.
Okay, so I want my character named Marky Dragon in there, an NPC or whatever.
Right.
And so you said that there was something I need to do to refer.
There's a refer friend
So if
program.
other people have this bright idea that they want to name a character or
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
how do we do that? So I sign up somewhere? A link to you?
So you would just sign up for the game and play it, and there's a refer friend program on the website where you can get a referral link, and if people use that referral link to sign up accounts, and then those accounts hit level 10, then you get credits towards the various tiers of rewards for that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
all
easy.
that information is on the
pretty
website.
I have a lot
how
of
it works,
friends.
Dude, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you're on a gaming website, so
It just kind of works that way.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So, anyway, Tom, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jeff,
Yeah.
I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks a lot.
And you guys check out League of Legends. I'll put a link right at the side at the description. And because we got to get Marky Dragon in the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.